Yo, yo, what's up? Chris Simms Unbuttoned here. Got a special guest today. Freak of nature, Jersey pride, Jonathan Taylor. Oh shit. Okay, there he is. I thought we just disconnected. You good? You hear me good? You all right?
I'm good. I'm good. Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it, man. Really enjoyed watching you at Wisconsin the last 3 years. You know, I'm a Jersey guy, so I got great Jersey pride there. It's always good to see a fellow native man of Jersey ball out, and congrats for everything that you've done.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on today, Chris. It's a wild time, and everyone's just trying to make sense of it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, first off, let's start there. Just like, well, what's it like right now for you having to train in a social distancing world with COVID-19, and like, what kind of challenges has that presented to you?
I mean, some of the biggest things is that you usually are used to going to a facility, getting that expertise training one on one. Now you're kind of contacting your trainers via message or FaceTime, and trying to get together a workout that you're able to do on your own, and you're trying to get the right equipment, whether you have to get kind of bands or extension cables or anything like that to do whatever you can in order to make a makeshift workout.
Yeah, I mean, can you go over to the field and do a workout and have the trainer, be 20 and 30 yards away from you so you're still keeping the proper distance? Or are you trying not
And
even to have that kind of human involvement?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there are some guys, I spoke to some guys who have specific trainers who are practicing social distancing, when they're doing field work, just going to a random field somewhere that's still available and still being able to coach them up and then going on about their business. But it's definitely a tedious process.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. Now, the good thing is you killed it at the combine, and then you had your Wisconsin pro day. So you got to be happy as compared to most guys that you got that in the bank and got to at least go through that experience.
For sure. And I'm definitely thankful now, especially, just how drastically this whole event, skyrocketed. Guys who weren't invited to the combine and were banking on their pro days to showcase their abilities weren't able to have that opportunity. So I was able to do that twice. So very thankful and, pleased with the performance that I had in both.
Well, I mean, all right, yeah, like, you killed it at the combine. I mean, first off, you were one of those guys that everybody saw your speed in the Big Ten and Wisconsin and run away from Ohio State, Michigan players. But to run 4.39, I mean, I feel like that put you in a different stratosphere as far as how people viewed you from here on out. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, that was a big thing just because I've always been a track guy. I ran track in high school, I ran track in college. So I just definitely wanted to make sure that I put a good number up that reflected that because now I've always been interested in track. It's always been a fun sport for me to play. So be able to post that up and have that stuff translate over to the 40, it was perfect.
All right, so we'll talk some more football, but I want to get to know you, Jonathan Taylor, first, all right, and have other people get to know you too. I mean, I've heard about you from scouts and everything like that. You always get good reports, all right, but more importantly, like, let's go into favorite football team growing up. Who was your squad?
So my favorite football team growing up, even though I'm from South Jersey, you would think, Philly or, the Giants or something like that. It was the Houston Texans, being as though they had Arian Foster, who was my favorite running back. He still is. And, just being able to watch him run, he was a bigger back. Everything he did was so smooth. So I kind of, followed those guys when I was growing up.
Yeah, Arian Foster was awesome. All right, so Houston Texans. I was not expecting you to say that. I really did not. All right, so growing up though, that was your guy though, Arian Foster. Like if you had to look at it now, I don't look at you and think your style is like Arian Foster. No disrespect. I think you're actually more explosive and stronger than Arian Foster, and that's no disrespect to him. But whose style of game do you think you're most like, or do you model yourself after that way?
Well, one of the biggest things is, just like I said, growing up watching Arian Foster, I just wanted to look like everything I did on the field was natural because he was so smooth. But, as far as in today's game, I mean, you're looking at the guys who came before you. I mean, you're looking at the Ezekiel Elliott, you're looking at the Ty Gurleys, Melvin Gordons, the guys who are playmakers in the NFL and who were able to, be that difference maker.
Who is that, excite, when I was coming to the league, I couldn't wait to, like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see Peyton Manning or Brett Favre, in person. Do you have that guy in your mind where you just go, I can't wait to see what this guy's like in live action on the NFL field?
Well, and it's actually kind of crazy because he's still going strong. But another one of my favorite running backs was Adrian Peterson, and
Yeah.
I don't see him stopping, anytime soon. I mean, he's going strong, so it'd be awesome to see him, live in action and in person and get some words from him.
He is the best player, one of the best players, if not, he's definitely the best running back I ever saw in person in my life, just so you know that. Okay. He was one of those guys, like his rookie year, I was playing on the Tennessee Titans. I saw him and I was like, whoa, this guy is moving at a different speed than the rest of the guys out here on the field. And, I was on a good Tennessee Titans team and there was a lot of, freaky athletes out there, but I'm with you. I mean, Adrian Peterson will be one of the three greatest running backs of all time, in my opinion. So, I'm not mad at you there. All right. So, like, you're 21 years old. I've heard you're into like philosophy. I know you got to be playing some video games in your free time. I mean, that's what a 21-year-old does. What are we hitting up there?
So really, one of the biggest things is Call of Duty just recently released this thing called Warzone, which is like a battle royale where it's like a
Right.
hundred, people in one area, and you got to try to survive and be the last one standing. So playing a bit of that when I'm not doing, signing stickers or on phone calls, and just trying to let some of the time go past.
You online playing? Like, you out there like shooting little kids? Like you might be shooting my little boy, my 9-year-old Philip, while you're playing this, or do you just kind of play your own journey?
I'm online. He signs those rights away when he accepts those terms and agreements to make that account. And everything is fair gameplay.
Good. Well, it's all right. His dad's from Jersey. You're from Jersey. Whoop his ass if you see him out there. You're right. It's all fair. The hell with him. He's got to learn the hard way. All right. Other things. I just want to know, like, you personally, favorite musician. Who's your favorite person to listen to, music wise?
So I'm from South Jersey, so I listen to a lot of Meek Mill, but lately I've been listening to a lot of Post Malone just because it's a relaxing time. Like, I'm out here in Arizona. There's sun. I have a speaker outside, and he kind of has like a vibe to him. So a lot of Post Malone and
Yeah.
just going with the flow.
Yeah, I hear that. Post Malone is chill, man. I like that. He can put you in a good mood, especially out there in sunny Arizona where you're at right now. Oh, wait,
You're not reading the
there's
important.
my son.
You're not reading the important.
He's
He
gonna
said
whoop
he's
your
not
butt.
beating me.
Get out of here. All right, see ya. Food, favorite food, Jonathan Taylor. What you going with?
I'm a scallop guy. I love seafood, but one of my favorite seafood is scallops. I'm a scallop guy.
All right. Well, like, so, I've been like doing a little research on you. You're also, we have a common food I know we like. You like mom's chicken pot pie. I saw that in the New York
Oh,
Post. Okay. And I'm a big fan of the chicken pot pie. The wife makes it for me now because my mom passed down the recipe. But I mean, after scallops, is that where we're going? Just so we could be alike some way, somehow?
yeah, I had to try and get a new favorite food just because not living with her now, I won't get that as much. So I got to try to lean off of that a little bit so that I can have another favorite food.
Yeah, and I ain't doing scallops. Scallops are gross as shit. I can't do it. Sorry.
Oh man,
No,
come
no, can't
on.
do it, buddy. Can't do it. What about best player you played against in college football? Who was the one guy after your 3 years at Wisconsin? I know there was a lot of good ones, but if you had to walk away and go, man, these one or two guys to me were on a different level, who would that be?
Oh, that's great. Okay, so definitely have to say probably Chase Young, one of them, just because of the scheme that you have to plan up when you're going against a guy like that. It kind of shifts things a little bit. And as far as actually on our team, really, I mean, Chris Orr, I mean, he's one of like every time we needed to play, he
Right.
found some way to make it. I mean, and the energy and passion he plays with, I'm glad he's on my team. So I know that other people hate playing against Chris Orr. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, well, I could get that. And you play, I mean, man, you played against some freaky guys, Penn State, Michigan, of course, Nick Bosa last year. But I'm with you. Chase Young's about as freaky as I've seen, especially because I'm going through draft process right now. He's a baller for sure. Do you feel like you're kind of like somewhat overlooked a little bit in this draft conversation? Like when I watch film of you, man, I go, this guy's a superstar. I mean, I feel like DeAndre Swift and Dobbins somehow seem to sometimes get the more of the limelight than you. Do you feel like you're a little bit disrespected that way?
I mean, and I look at it as whenever someone asks, "Do you watch social media?" and "Do you look at it?" It's hard to miss social media just because it's the day and age. I mean, you're going to see social media stuff, and I take it as there's always going to be someone who you're their favorite player. There's always going to be someone you're not their favorite player, and the only thing you can do is control what you can on the field, and that's trying to be the best player that you can be. One of the biggest things. I mean, I came out of a small high school, Salem High School, so going into college, one of the biggest things was, the talent that he's playing against. Is it that good? Will he be that good in college? So, I mean, it's the same thing, except now, it's not a small school. It's the University of Wisconsin. Now you have teams. I mean, we had great success, and you have the teams like you said, like the Ohio State, the Georgias. They're in the playoffs and things like that. So, only thing you can continue to do is continue to work and try to be the best player you can, and get as many people on board to be their favorite player as possible. But you know what you have to do.
Yeah, well, you showed it, dude. I mean, that's one of the things I wrote at the bottom of my notes. I mean, if you're running away from guys at Ohio State and Michigan, a lot of those guys should be playing in the NFL, and it translates, so no one can have that question about you anymore. Now, like as far as your game itself, like what's one area of your game you feel like you need to improve going into this new NFL life?
So definitely going into the NFL, I want to make sure that I continue to build upon being a playmaker in the third down realm. Shout out to Coach Chris for implementing this into the scheme this year. When you think of Wisconsin
Right.
football, you think of power, you think of zone, you think of gap schemes. You don't really think of getting the back out in space, catching the ball, and he made that a conscious effort to do that this year. So put that on tape for 1 year, and I'm a consistent guy, so I want to continue to be consistent in that. So I know I have to develop in that as well going forward because it's another step up at the next level.
Yeah. Yeah, it jumped out to me about your game. I wasn't expecting it. It was one of those things where I just didn't realize you had as many receptions and receiving yards this past year. So you're right. You're a three-down running back, man, for sure. Like, are you doing some of these video conferences like we're doing right now with teams already? Have you already gotten involved in that?
Yes, it actually started to pick up. I guess once teams, about 2 weeks ago, I guess once teams realized that, it wasn't really a good chance that things were going to open up anytime soon, then they started, conducting them and they started to pick up. And now I'm on FaceTime calls and regular calls, just speaking with coaches and GMs. And, they just want to get to know more about me, especially if they didn't get to, speak to me much at the combine.
So I always want to know like bench press max. What's the most you ever did?
The most I ever did was 350. That's the most I ever did. I know there's some guys who can lift a lot. I mean, I know my dad can lift a lot, but uh, that's something I do want to improve on. But uh, that's just something that's going to continue to build upon, especially now. It's going to be tough though without a lot of weights, but you got to do the best you can.
What are you talking about, Dad? How much weight could Dad move?
Oh, I mean, back when he was lifting, and this is like last year when he was going like 5 times a week. I mean, he would do like
Yeah.
4, 15, like 12 times or something like that. Like crazy.
Damn. How old's your dad? I mean, I know your dad's got a little basketball background, right? So your dad was an
Yes.
athlete. I mean, but 415. How old is he?
He just turned 58.
Damn. Well, you're like me then. That's good because when I go lift with my dad, he can outlift me in a lot of areas too. That's so join the club, all right? Get the protein shake ready. I'm always like intrigued, hardest hit you ever got delivered or collision you were involved in football wise. One that jumps out to you.
It's crazy because I still don't know who it was to this day, but freshman year, I was playing Michigan. We were running a gap to the left. I got through the hole. I saw that Tyler Biotis was on his block. He was on his block. It was a clear lane. I don't know how this person came off or what happened, but I got hit from the left. I mean, everyone in the stadium was like, "Ooh!" Like it was loud. But I still to this day don't know how someone could come off a block with so much power and explosiveness. I didn't even look at the film. I didn't even want to know who it was. I knew it was on TV. It's freshman year, so I'm already nervous because I'm just like, okay, I'm in the starting role. I got to make sure I'm doing everything right. I don't want to mess up. Here I am on live national television getting, my clock clean. So I'm like, I don't even want to know who it was. I'm gonna put it behind me.
All right. Well, it ain't going to be the last time it's going to happen. All right. I mean, it's going to happen many more times throughout your life. But hey, dude, I appreciate you taking time. I really do. I'm a big fan of yours. Good luck with everything. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Good luck in the draft, man. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. All right, Jersey. Peace out, bro.
Yes, sir. See ya.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.